Star Trek Strange New Worlds replacement show about Kirk's Enterprise explained. As Star Trek Strange New Worlds approaches its eventual conclusion, fans are already looking toward the horizon, and in true Star Trek fashion, that horizon is filled with possibility. The biggest question looming over the franchise is simple but loaded. What comes next? The answer appears to lie in a new series centered on the most iconic starship in sci-fi history, the USS Enterprise under the command of James T. Kirk. While Strange New Worlds has thrived by focusing on Christopher Pike and his crew, its timeline has always been ticking toward a known future, Pike's fate and Kirk's eventual rise. That inevitability isn't a limitation, it's a launchpad. And now, it seems Star Trek is ready to fully embrace the next era with a spiritual successor that shifts focus to Kirk's Enterprise in its prime. A natural evolution of the timeline. From the very beginning, Strange New Worlds was positioned as a prequel to Star Trek, the original series. It explored the years before Kirk took command, giving depth to Pike and reintroducing beloved characters like Spock, Uhura, and Chapel. But as the show progressed, Kirk himself, played by Paul Wesley, began appearing more frequently. These appearances weren't just fan service. They felt like deliberate groundwork. By gradually integrating Kirk into the narrative, the series has been quietly preparing audiences for a transition. Unlike abrupt reboots or disconnected spin-offs, this new show is expected to feel like a seamless continuation. Think of it less as a replacement and more as the next chapter in an ongoing story, one where the baton is passed from Pike to Kirk. What the new show is likely to be, although official details remain limited, the concept is becoming clearer. A series centered on the USS Enterprise during Kirk's early command years, bridging the gap between Strange New Worlds and the original series. This means we may see a younger, still evolving Kirk learning what it truly means to lead, familiar crew members stepping into their iconic roles, episodic adventures mixed with deeper character arcs, a tone that blends classic optimism with modern storytelling. Importantly, this wouldn't simply be a remake of the original series. That ground has already been explored and re-explored. Instead, the goal seems to be expanding the untold stories within that era, giving emotional and narrative weight to moments that were only hinted at before. The Enterprise crew reimagined. One of the most exciting aspects of this potential series is the opportunity to further develop the Enterprise crew. Strange New Worlds has already done much of the heavy lifting by reintroducing key figures with fresh depth. Spock, portrayed by Ethan Peck, has been given a rich internal conflict between logic and emotion. A Kirk-era show could push that journey further, showing how his friendship with Kirk shapes who he becomes. Similarly, Uhura, played by Celia Rose Gooding, has evolved from a cadet into a confident officer. Watching her grow into the communications legend fans know would be a natural continuation. And then there's the wild card. How closely the new show will align with the legacy portrayals made famous by William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy. The challenge will be honoring those performances while allowing the new cast to fully own their interpretations. Why this show makes sense now.